gems breaking all the bars. Yo, the crowd's feeling it, energy's alive. Spotlight on the tales where the future arrives. Bass in the air, every story's a spark. Late night on bass, we're light in the dark. Bass night stories on the stage, we vibe. Talk show magic where the chain comes alive. Tokens in the flow, let the legends provide. Late night on bass, we're taking it worldwide.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Late Night on Bass. I am your friend, your host, the guy with a hat. His name is Bill the Bull. And many of you probably have no idea who the fuck I am. But now you do because you own my token. Late Night on Bass token. I didn't even realize Retake had a token of me. And I've been dabbling with Retake for a little bit. Every time I do a stream, I actually do it on X. And then I just throw a Retake in there because why not? And they're super nice guys, the team behind it. And over this weekend, it's pretty crazy, actually. Over this weekend, everyone on my timeline was talking about Retake. Everyone, Jesse, Naomi, so many people. And I'm just like, wow. First of all, number one, incredible stuff from Retake because those guys grinded. I know it was not easy to get to where they are. So I was like, messaging them, and then they were like, and then someone actually DM'd me, a random person. It was like, yo, let's pump your token. And it was at 6K market cap. And I was like, man, fuck that. I deserve more than 6K. Let's try to make this happen. And lo and behold, some people decided to support me, and I'm going to support you guys because I'm going to start all my streams on Retake going forward. And I'm on X. Hold on a second. I gotta spread this out. Typically our streams get about 2,000 people. So let's make that happen because otherwise my mom will think I'm a failure. I do not want to be a failure in her eyes. I also don't want a real job. So make my dreams come true and give me 1,500 live viewers. All right. So today's stream, we're going to be focusing a lot more on Retake, but there's a lot going on. And so if you're in the Retake community, you want to hit me up, check out Retake. Today we have Clanker on. So I wanted to introduce Clanker to the stream. I thought today would be a good day to bring Clanker on. So I'm excited for Clanker. We're going to keep this kind of short, about a half hour, because after this, in 1 hour, I'm on the official Build on Bass account. So we host every Monday, myself and Bass Junkie. We vibe on the official. We're official hosts on the Build on Bass account. 500,000 followers weekly. We do a show on NFTs. So if you like NFTs, I got you. All right. So anyways, welcome to my station. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm kind of a degen too. So like what I do is I interview really great builders on bass, highlight, some of the coolest stuff that they're cooking. I've been blessed to probably, interview some of the top people on bass, but I also like to chart stuff. So if you're into memes, you're into projects, charting is my thing. And without further ado, though, before we bring on some guests, I want to show some charts because I think memes are about to just gig ascend. And let me show you why. All right. So I've been tracking the XRP chart like crazy. I mean, yesterday's drop was just brutal. But to me, this is just a classic Wyckoff accumulation. And I know everyone's like, I don't care about majors. I don't care about Bitcoin. But like, you guys should, because this sets the tone for the rest of the market. You know what I'm saying? So if you want your base memes to pop, you better hope that like these majors pop. So typically, okay, so I wish I had an overlay. Maybe I could do an overlay. Let's see. How do we do this? So the Wyckoff chart, let's see. I'm gonna experiment here. Live on air. Let's see. It's fucking hot where I'm at. Hot. All right, so let's see if I could overlay this. Oh, yes, I can. All right, so check this out. Okay, let's just actually delete this. We don't need this indicator. All right, I want you guys to see something. This is what I'm tracking for XRP, and basically, I think I'm right. Straight up, I think I'm going to be right, which means everything is going to move. So the other day, which was on Thursday, you had this massive drop down. That was your selling climax. And you have an automatic response, boom. Then you have a secondary test, boom, boom. And then the secondary test hits this like top right here, boom, boom. And then you have a secondary test phase B, boom, boom. And then you go back up, boom, boom, boom. And then you have this monstrous move down. 1, 2, look at this drop. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down to a spring. Motherfucker spring. Yesterday was a spring. And then what happens now? You got a test, a test. Oh, look at this. A test, a test. Yahtzee, Yahtzee, motherfucker. Look at this. Then you have one more LPS. I think right now we're here. And again, nothing I say is financial advice. I honestly, you're an idiot if you think I'm like a financial advisor. I'm not. So, number one, I want to say that. But it's hard to deny this, though, guys. And so if I'm correct, hold on a second. If I'm correct, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see a move, boom, like this. Boom. What? You're going to see that move. If I'm correct, because that would take us to the SOS phase. That would be a massive jump, dude. It would clear all this, and then you would have literally Yahtzee. This would go to, it would retest the highs of like a month ago. I don't know, man. Bullish. All I can say is absolutely bullish. Let me, okay, so we got Clanker up. Clanker, I'm going to be calling you up in about 2 minutes. Right now, we're just, charting for the degens because the degens need to see what I'm seeing. And I think this is going to be the call. I really want everyone to pay attention to XRP. Seriously. Moondat. And again, I could be wrong. But I don't know, man. I really don't think I'm going to be wrong. I mean, literally every single point is touched. I think we're all going to get girlfriends. But again, anything could happen. I don't want to jinx myself. This thing could just, drop off a cliff and, I look like an idiot. So I guess we'll see. Anyways, neither here nor there. Obviously, I'm in the market. But again, you need these type of moves to happen because that's what's going to give the liquidity for, your base memes. And I know we've all been waiting. I assume a lot of you guys are on base. We've all been waiting for a big move from all our memes, from all our favorite memes. So we just kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, I really hope this move happens. Anyways, without further ado, I need to bring up the one and the only Moon Poppy from Clank, Clank, Clank. My friend, how are you doing today?
Clank Clank, man, what's going on?
Bro, I've just discovered the beautiful thing about Retake. And it's funny too, because like I've been talking with those guys for a while. And I didn't really pay too much attention to it, I'll be honest with you. Like, yes, I stream there.
Yeah.
But like I stream on X. Most of my followers on X. And so I would add it to the mix, but I didn't really expect anything. And then over this weekend, everyone and their mothers are talking about it.
Yeah.
People's coins are going crazy. So it's nuts. It's great to see. But talk to me, Moon Poppy. First of all, my most important question of the day is simply this: how are you doing today?
Oh, I am well, my friend. Happy Monday. Spent a nice weekend relaxing. It was hard to keep up with all the retweets about Retake and stuff like that this weekend.
Really?
That's been a pretty cool feeling. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I stream as well. I kind of started streaming actually during 2021, like COVID era, right? I was at home. I started streaming like my workouts, games. I started interviewing friends and things like that. So I'm like familiar. And I also stream on X and stuff like that, whatever now recently. And then I multi-stream to Retake. And my main use for Retake was that I wanted people to be able to like natively see video in their feed, right? And Retake had an app. So I was like, why not? I don't think my numbers were ever really big there. But yeah, I mean, I've been using them for forever. I've always talked to them about like what I'd like to see on the app and like things like that. And I think sometime in February, somewhere around there, they they contacted us about being like an interface for Clanker.
Mhm.
And at the time, we were basically letting them very similar experience, honestly, except for you could deploy tokens, but optionally, right?
Yeah.
So Buildable goes live on Retake. He has the option to launch a coin, right? But it didn't stick to your profile. It wasn't really. It didn't have to be like in your likeness. It wasn't like branded rather as like your canonical coin, so
Mhm.
people could come in and not use it or dilute themselves. And one day, just out in the wild, I'd noticed like some user flows kind of being like, "Hey, to stream, you have to launch a token." And that's kind of where I was like talking to them a little bit like about that, like saying, "Hey, this was actually pretty interesting." And like, I don't know, you go to a restaurant, not everyone's like the Cheesecake Factory has a million great options. Give me the two things that you do right, and that's it. Don't allow for user error, basically.
Mhm.
And yeah, they adopted that, and then they went into launching their own token, and they've seen a lot of success. It's been pretty cool.
It's been really cool, but let's circle back. I want to get to know. So, for those again, and it's funny because like I now have a lot more viewers because I've been around and I've interviewed for the last year all the top people, and I'm actually honored to actually get to know you as well and have you on the stream. Been wanting. You're a tough guy to get in touch with. I assume, but I'm happy. I'm happy we could connect. But streaming is incredible, and I want to first circle. I want when you come on my stream, it's great to talk about projects, but I like to get to know the people behind the projects, get to know them on a deeper level because I feel that's a missing thing. A lot of show fest, but like not personal. So tell me about your story, Moon Poppy. So you're saying you got into streaming during the COVID time. What was the reason behind that? Was it isolation? Did you want something to do? Talk to me about the journey of getting on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'd always seen people kind of sharing content like that, and I love to yap. Some say it's because I'm a Leo, but maybe not. I think it's because I'm from Miami.
Oh,
Um,
Miami, bro. I went to
that I
school down
liked.
there. The
Oh,
U.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. That's awesome, man. Nice, nice, nice. That's a little bit further down south than where I'm at. I'm in North Miami Beach, but
Nice.
um, yeah. So I grew up down here. I like to yap, um, and I've always been on my computer and stuff like that or whatever. So I was like figuring, hey, what if I stream a little bit and make some money? I think I maybe had like when I was like streaming like 3 times a week, I was like maybe getting like $100 every couple weeks.
Mhm.
I think I made it to, I want to say affiliate. I don't think I might have hit partner or something like that, but like not. You just have to like stream like very active, like
Were you on Twitch?
rigid. Yeah, it was on Twitch. It was all on
Okay.
Twitch. Um, and then yeah, but yeah, I got into it. I think yeah, just like gaming. Like I was already doing it, right? Like so, I was like, why not like try to make money off something that I'm already doing,
Yeah.
rather, you know?
So so then you got to that, and then somehow crypto came into the whole mix.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I was in crypto before that. I really got in the 2017 era of things. Like my buddies were like, "Hey, this thing Ethereum is looking good. Bitcoin
Bro,
was like
that that
3,500."
that 2017 cycle was my first introduction. I was buying all the Chinese shit.
Oh yeah,
Neo,
yeah, yeah.
The Chinese Ethereum.
What was yeah, that was the Chinese. What was it? What was the one I liked? There was, I think it was Ryblox. It was one of them.
Bro, there were so many.
XRP.
There was one, it was hilarious. There was one project called Walton Chain, some Chinese
Oh,
supply chain.
dude, yes, bro.
Bro, they were
Uh,
like, we announced a partnership with McDonald's, and it
yeah,
was just them taking a picture at McDonald's.
yeah, bro. No, they were crazy. What is it? I can't believe I won
Oh my
with
god,
them.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, VeChain was actually my favorite coin of that cycle. I thought that was like the blockchain that made the most sense, or the product that made the most sense, like
V chain to
logistic.
a dollar. V chain to a
Yeah,
dollar.
dude, VeChain went to like $4. Walton Chain went to like 40. It was nuts.
I know what
So,
I know, and you know what was funny too? That was literally the fucking peak. And like I didn't have any cycle experience. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then literally instant dump.
oh yeah, no, I held it all to zero. I didn't even make that much money that run. So so yeah, I think on the back of the bear market, like January 2017, like onward, it was kind of like I think I joined like a small boot camp. It was free to like build your own Bitcoin wallet using a Raspberry Pi. Um, and then I think like 2021 kind of came along, and I was like, okay, I need to educate myself better on like on the cycle
Yeah.
sorry, on the tech so I can make money this cycle. And so I did like crypto zombies. I started joining like hackathons. And I ran across one of the hackathon judge who his name's Austin Griffith. He runs Scaffold ETH. He's an OG ETH core dev, and kind of branched off and did his own thing after. But he gets grants from the Ethereum Foundation and gives them to builders who complete like this like 3 or 4 step at the time it was a 3 or 4 step challenge. It's called Speedrun Ethereum. And he basically said either I would hire you or you'd be hireable in this industry if you complete this challenge. He'd bring that, say that from all the building tops, scream that from the rooftops and stuff like that, telling everyone he could about this. I completed it, and then I got a half an ETH stream like every 30 days, and that ran out like earlier this year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So after that, I eventually left my day job. I worked at a startup. I wasn't successful there. And then I had to get a real job. And then DGen on Farcaster happened. And then Clanker happened.
And Clanker, not only did it happen, it fucking exploded. So I know you have a hard stop, so we'll just vibe it up. I actually, after this, I officially streamed on the Build on Base account, 500K followers, official base account. We do a NFT Tonight Show, so I have a hard stop as well. Yeah,
Perfect.
You should come by. But talk to me. Okay, so obviously we need to talk Clanker. Obviously, that is the success of sometimes a generation. So talk to me about that journey. First of all, for those that might not know, we have about 700 people total watching right now. If they've been living under a rock, why don't you just quickly explain what is Clanker?
Sure. Clanker is the best way to tokenize your ideas on chain. It comes in a couple different flavors, but that's the gist. We think of ourselves less as a launch pad and more of a give people a revenue generating business pad. And that's the name of the game.
And like, how did the idea, I guess, come from? Because like, this was a time before really AI agents were a thing. I mean, this was a time before, or like mainstream. This was a time before, because it was such a novel concept that like there must have been some thought process into it. So talk to us about like, when did you realize this was something that needed to be done?
Yeah. So I think part of the lore, this was started in November and December by Proxy Studio and Jack Dishman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since the inception of Pump.fun, there have been many people trying to basically copy paste a launchpad, right?
Sure.
Like just, hey, I'm going to be a launchpad for memes and so on and so forth on whatever chain, on base. I even was like at the time trying to copy and make my own launchpad. But I think the thing that really took off with Farcaster was that, the thing that really took off with Clanker was Farcaster.
Yeah.
And the little difference, at least from a user design point of view, was that this was all happening in the feed, right? So it was taking that launchpad idea and putting it together with like the really neat social graph that Farcaster has put together, right? You'd already seen some really interesting experiments on Farcaster, like points. DGen was the one that really hit. But again, using that social graph to say, hey, I'm going to reward you with an airdrop or whatever. But you can take all that data and put it, to use. In the case of Clanker, it was an account that you could tag. And then it became like this like fun game of like, oh shit, Moon Poppy clanked. Oh shit, Bill the Bull clanked.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all waiting for Dan to clank or whatever, right? And it very quickly also turned into, hey, I have this product and I was thinking about a token. What do you guys think about this? I kind of want to launch it on Clanker. Here's what we might want to see or whatever. Like, then we were starting to think like about the idea of like, how could for example, the Trump team have launched, like, not that we want that exactly, but like, how could the Trump team use a launch pad? Like, how could we also serve like professional teams, like not just like regular people, or I mean, that sorry, they are regular people, but like people that are like looking to like,
The normal person.
you know, have a business, they have this app and they actually might want to sell it in the future. How do we give them a meaningful piece of their token or whatever? So that's kind of where we started vaulting and like little things like that. And things have just kind of built themselves out like as we've talked to more people about the product. But yeah, that's kind of how it started. It was the social graph.
Bro,
And the
I
cool,
mean,
sorry,
I'm sorry.
and the cool thing I think about it was just that you could also very quickly go see like check, right? Like I can go make sure that okay, Vitalik clanked or he didn't, but
Yeah.
like, you know, you could actually see that really quickly because it's tied to your Farcaster. So that was like another extra like trust layer I think of the process that made it pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I think that is a special thing, like going on to Farcaster, seeing who clanked, and then if it's someone from a bigger account, like people are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, that thing's gonna fucking moon. Let me ape in," and so that kind of creates this FOMO, and then it's just like this whole game theory in it. Real quick, first of all, some of these tokens from Retake are just crushing it. Did you know that I have to show some love for someone myself? And I want your opinion before I get you off. First of all, late night of base, literally it was down here. I announced, oh shit, I have a token. Boom, hit about 200K. Now we're chilling at 75K. Really cool to see. But let me ask you this, because as a streamer, I'm down to cook, man. I don't even care about the like my own portion. I just want to make this like super high up and like valuable, because I think that would help brands and just exposure and what Retake's doing and all that stuff. So tell me, if you were actively streaming, you had a coin, everyone's launching through Clanker with a coin, a creator coin, or a streamer coin, what would you recommend or you think would be cool for someone to cook and experiment with their own streaming token?
Yeah, sure. I think, you know, you can get really technical and like do weird, you know, not weird, but like buybacks and burns and like regular stuff, right? But I think the fun is more about how people kind of attribute this to you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that one I've already seen is like Thosmer saying that, or someone saying that they were going to tip Thosmer $200 if his coin hit 200K, or that he'd shave his head, or like things like that. So I mean, do I think that there's like a whole like going too far in that direction and becoming like Jackass or like something crazier? Yes, you
Yeah.
know, in moderation. But like, I think those sorts of market cap goals could be pretty fun, because that could give your community something. You like I think the idea here is like thinking about something that gives your community worth, like something to work towards. So say, I don't know, like let's say you want someone to clip this or something like that. How about you're gonna give your fees this week to the top viewed clip on,
Ah,
or something like that, or whatever, right? So now, like, because now you have money to potentially reinvest into your streams, right, and potentially make them better. So I think thinking about it like that, like how do you reinvest back into your streams getting better? So is that a new camera? Is that a better internet connection?
yeah.
Small things lead to potentially bigger things of like, I need clippers, I need whatever type of thing. But I think that's the way to think about it.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna be cooking. And so for anyone who owns the late night on base token, listen, I don't need the cash. I'll be honest with you. I just want to, I'm the top holder. I plan to be, I just want to cook and do some cool shit. Moon Poppy, before we let you go, where do you see Retake as, do you see it as the base Twitch?
Yes, very much so. The cool thing about the streamer game is, while you might think Twitch, obviously they have like the biggest market share, maybe, or like YouTube probably. Um, while they're huge, I think a lot of people in today like have at least what, like Kick, YouTube, Twitch. I think there's some more a stake,
Yeah.
Twitter. You know, the fact that there's many tells me that that's a market that's kind of up for grabs. So I think that they could definitely penetrate into there. And then the cooler thing is, all these guys, they don't have exclusive contracts. they can multi-stream. Asmongold or whatever is multi-streaming, right? So there's nothing that says you can't just add Retake as some extra source of income. And there's no weird lawyer deals. I'm not telling you that I own 10% of you for whatever, like things like that. So I think it's I don't know. I think definitely, and I don't really know of anyone else on base that's doing the streaming game. So
I think I agree, and that's why your boy Bill is going to be doubling down on the content. I think Retake, if anyone could be the Twitch of base, I think Retake has established themselves. I think it's going to be very difficult for a competitor to come in and build the following and the social interactions. But anyways, Moon Poppy, Clank Clank, my friend, thanks for coming on the stream.
Clank Clank, man, keep on. Thanks
Keep
for
on.
having me. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, brother. Take care.
Peace.
That was Moon Poppy from Clanker. We had to start it with a bang. You feel me? And I actually need a haircut, but I had to start my stream on Retake, like a real stream on Retake, with the motherfucking man from Clanker. I didn't care what it was. I hit him up in my DMs last night. He knows. I was like, dog, let's not wait. I want you on. And I think that's the way to do it. And honestly, shout out to him. But I think this whole streaming thing, there's something here. And I actually do think it's forget about the token, for instance. I do believe that streaming is going to be able to bring the masses on chain. And I think especially on base, the more you incentivize streamers to come on to base, the more attention comes. It's an attention economy. That's what we live in. So I think it's inevitable that top streamers are going to come. And if they start getting paid and they start making real revenue, you're going to see the floodgates on from other Solanas and other those personalities come. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what Retake does. I'm excited to see, having the ability to get paid for stream is just so cool. Like I stream on X all the time, right? I'm not getting paid shit on X. YouTube, I don't even bother. I have it up there just because I'm supposed to or something, but like it's not anything special. But here, I get tipped, like you can tip me in late night on base. You can tip me in whatever you want. And like, I think that's cool. I think that's dope. And I think it's important to kind of understand where things are going. So listen, if you own late night on base token, like let's chat, let's connect, man. Let's talk. I want to see this thing go high, not because of the monetary thing. It's because of what it can do to transform the industry in front of us. You get creator coin, or you get streamer coins up, then it's going to bring in more attention and awareness to the platform and to the overall tech, which is very much needed. So tip me in whatever. My end goal, obviously produce dope content, dope builders, all that stuff, but like it's to be sponsored by a huge brand. And so for me, it's not selling a token. A lot of people are going to have a token. They're going to dump on you. It just is what it is. I'm not, because I know the value of my brand, and my brand is, if I have a token attached to my stream, my personality, say that gets to like 50 million, 100 million, then I can monetize it, not by selling the token, but by getting brand deals to be sponsors of the show. Like I got to give shout out to the right guy, right? He's sponsored by Phantom on his streams. I mean, granted, I don't know how much he gets paid, but I guarantee you it's a fucking lot. It's probably, if I had to guess, probably like 50 grand a month or something. I will take that. I want sponsors like that. So in order for me to get to that level, I need your support. Buy the token. Let's build up together. So anyways, we'll cook ideas. And if you have ideas, please connect in the chat. Let's chat. Let's do whatever. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in. Oh, we got some people on here. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I might have closed the stream on Retake. I don't know. Still learning. But listen, I'm your boy Bill, Clank Clank. This was my first official stream on Retake. I just wanted to come. Yeah, man. And again, this chart is playing out the way I want it to. XRP, baby. Let's go. If XRP goes from 307 to 315, then we have a Wyckoff. Again. Man, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but dude, it's hard to argue this chart. It's really hard to argue this chart, man. I don't know. This is a huge jump. This would be like a massive jump. Boom. Manifest. Boom. Let's fucking go. Let's manifest that shit. Boom. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited to see a boom, but we'll see. We'll see. My friends, this is your boy Bill the Bull. Catch me in half hour on the Build on Base accounts. Shout out to the 866 people tuning in live on X. And I don't know how many people are watching on Retake, but if you are, shout out to you. See you later.